What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video, and this one is a little bit different but definitely interesting because we're going over the creator ambitions for 2021. Every year, the Famitsu magazine towards the end of the year round up all of the top creators that are working on some of the best franchises from out of Japan and new games, and they talk to them about what their vision is for the new year, what the concentration is, the focus, what do they plan on doing. And there's a number of teases for new projects. So there's like 100 people in here, so there's no way that we can go over everything in a single video. But what I wanted to do was highlight some of the games that I know you guys want updates on and kind of talk about that in terms of what I think is going to happen. So in this video, we're going to talk about Shin Megami Tensei 5. We're going to talk about Bayonetta 3, and we're going to also talk about the next phase for Persona. So it should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So we're starting off with Atlus and Shin Megami Tensei 5, and this is with Shinjiro Takata from Atlus. He's working on the game, and his keyword for 2021 is think outside the box. And he also talked about what's new. Here is what he had to say. Quote, "So about Shin Megami Tensei 5, we're working hard on development to make it an even better product. You'll be waiting a little while longer, but please look forward to it." So let's talk about that just right there, because there hasn't really been many updates outside of that Nintendo Direct Mini that we got around the summertime or so, saying that it's going to be a simultaneous release worldwide, which is a huge deal for this franchise, and it's a huge deal for Atlus. So a couple things with that right there. Nintendo is obviously involved in this in some way or shape, right? They had it originally at the 2017 presentation. They had it again in a Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase, and now we have an announcement of a simultaneous worldwide release for it, which we haven't seen any of the mainline Persona games or any of the mainline Shin Megami Tensei games really go that route. So it shows that this game is very important to the growth of the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. But you have to remember, this is the first major HD Shin Megami Tensei mainline game. Persona 5 was obviously a big game on the PlayStation 3 and also on the PlayStation 4, so we've had that. There hasn't been a lot because it came over from the PS2. They kind of skipped pretty much all of the PS3 generation, but this is the first time for the Shin Megami Tensei franchise because they were making the mainline games on the Nintendo 3DS during most of the HD era. So they're taking their time with this one, but I like that. This is something when it comes to the length of this development. Yes, it was probably announced a bit too early. Obviously, that's the case, but I like that they're taking the time to make it the best game that it could be. We look at what happened with games like Cyberpunk 2077, right? You don't see that with Atlus games for the most part. They come pretty complete, polished, and ready to go. So I think that this game will be no exception, and I feel that it's going to be a phenomenal game when it drops sometime in 2021. Now, here's what we do know. It does seem like Sega is aiming for the release of this game to be somewhere in the first half, according to some of their, I think it was investor briefings. So it does seem like it might be like a summer type of game or maybe a bit before that. We still have Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster as well, which is going to be a spring release. So that might be around March or April or so. Plus, it's going to have some updates on there. So overall, I'm excited for Shin Megami Tensei 5. I'm excited to see what Atlus does with the game, and I think that it's going to be polished. I think it's going to look beautiful. Unreal Engine 4, first mainline Atlus game to have an Unreal Engine 4 engine for the title. So I think it's going to be amazing. Like, I really don't have any worries about the quality of this game because they really are taking their time to make sure that it's good and it's not broken and it's going to be fun to play, and a good game whether you're playing portable or you're also playing on the TV. So I can't wait to see how everything plays out in 2021 with Shin Megami Tensei 5. Now, moving up next, we have more from Atlus and more from the Persona franchise. We've got Kazuhisa Wada, who had a keyword for 2021 or keywords for 2021, carrying out my original intentions. And here's what he had to say about what's new. "My project has been steadily in the works. Thanks to everyone, the Persona series will celebrate its 25th anniversary. We have exciting plans in the works, so please look forward to it." So Atlus is always a little bit weird when it comes to Persona, right? So what can we say about this? Well, we have Persona 5 Strikers. That's not a completely internally developed title at Atlus. That is Koei Tecmo W-Force. They're doing that game. So that doesn't really kind of tie into what he's saying here. So what could he be talking about? Now, is Persona 6, is that going to be announced in 2021? Well, if you look back at it, Persona 5 was a 2016 game in Japan. So it will be 5 years since the original release of Persona 5. Some people don't really relate it that much because Persona 5 came out the following year in 2017 in the US worldwide, and then Persona 5 Royal just recently came out in 2020. So some people still think that it's a really new game, but honestly, it was being developed all throughout the 7th generation, like with the PS3. They announced that game a while back. I remember covering it with like the red background and all like the chains and everything. So it was originally supposed to just be a PS3 title, but development took so long, it went all the way into the PS4 generation. So I do feel that Persona 6 might be a bit closer than some people expect, as in closer to an announcement than probably multiple years it'll come out. Because I don't think Atlus has learned anything. They'll still announce stuff extremely early. They'll still tease stuff over and over and over. I think that's just their style. So maybe we do get a Persona 6 announcement. I think the more interesting thing is going to be is what they do with their back catalog of games, because they've seen the massive success of Persona 4 Golden on the PC, 500,000 units in no time. They made a ton of money off that. There's a lot more money to be made putting that on other platforms. They made quite a bit, over 100,000 units sold of Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD in Japan on just the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch by itself. When that game goes out worldwide, it's going to make a lot more. So I do feel that we're going to see some other projects when it comes to remasters. We're going to see some other projects when it comes to something new as well. Maybe there's some spin-offs of Persona. I know that they have like Persona Q, things like that. So who knows what they do in the future. But I think a lot of you guys that are watching this are saying, okay, well, is this the year that we finally get some Persona, mainline Persona action on the Nintendo Switch outside of Persona 5 Strikers, something from the back mainline games? So Persona 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going to be like the interesting thing if it actually happens. I'm guessing at the bare minimum, we'll see something like Persona 4 Golden on the Nintendo Switch, and maybe we'll get Persona 5 at some point. I know people have completely lost hope on that, but I do feel one of these days, heck, look how long it took for Persona 4 Golden to release on an HD platform, or any platform that can even do real HD with the PC and everything. So I do feel that we're going to see some of these back catalog games come over to current generation systems, next generation systems, but I guess the next generation systems are the current generation systems, so the current generation systems. So I do feel that we could see that backwards compatibility, whatever the case is, playing on your PS4, also release on Switch. So we'll see what they end up doing, but I'm excited to kind of get into what Atlus has in plans for us in 2021. All right, and we had to finish off with this guy, Mr. Hideki Kamiya, Platinum Games. What's going down? What's the deal with Bayonetta 3? Is this game even real? Have they canceled it? Is there something wrong? Well, calm your fears, everyone. Nintendo Switch fans, Bayonetta fans, gamers alike, Bayonetta 3 is still on the table. Bayonetta 3 should be released in 2021, in my opinion. So let's get into what Hideki Kamiya had to say on the matter. The keywords for 2021 are, quote, do my best. So what's new with Hideki Kamiya and also with Platinum Games? Quote, first off, many people are worried about Bayonetta 3 considering there hasn't been any new information since its announcement, but verifications of new systems have been going great and development is going very well. So please wait with peace of mind. I repeat, I want to make sure that I repeat this first thing here, okay guys? Here's what's new. First off, many people are worried about Bayonetta 3 considering there hasn't been any new information since its announcement, but verifications of new systems have been going great and the development is going very well. So please wait with peace of mind. I have to just make sure that I did a double take on that one, okay guys? He does also end off with this. This is a copy of my 2020 comment, but also Project GG, title tentative, has finally started moving, so please look forward to it. That is the new self-published type of game, their own IP that they're working on, kind of like a superhero trilogy type of thing, like spiritual trilogy with like the Wonderful 101 and stuff like that. Not the exact same game, but that type of style, which they did talk about before. So that's interesting. But everybody wants to talk about Bayonetta 3. Peace of mind. The game is still coming. I do feel that Nintendo and Platinum Games are trying to make this game absolutely insane. I think that this game is going to be crazy. It is not going to be a straight up Bayonetta 3 sequel to Bayonetta 2 and it plays just the same and there's no new ideas. It looks like they're trying to take this to the next level. It looks like they want people to be absolutely wowed when they see this game. That it's not just going to be the same, okay, you can just press this button, this button, this button, launch them up into the air, do some combos. There's going to be new mechanics. Like you said, there's going to be new systems and the verifications. They're testing out new ideas with this. They've seen what some of these other developers have done with the action genre and what they're doing, and I think Hideki Kamiya wants to take it to the next level. We saw Astral Chain kind of take it to the next level with a lot of the different types of mechanics and combos and what you can do. That was a very unique and very good playing action game. The game has evolved quite a bit since Bayonetta 2 back in 2014. We have Nier Automata, Devil May Cry 5. There are so many games that have came in and done stuff amazing. I think Bayonetta 3 is trying to leapfrog all of that with it, and that's why it's taking some time. But at the same time, they're doing some new stuff and they want to make sure that they deliver a polished, good game. Not broken, not a lot of bugs, glitches, and all of that, and that takes time. I mean, obviously, they might have announced it a bit too early, but I think they wanted to get fans excited because Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2 were coming to the Switch, so people would start asking the question, where's Bayonetta 3? What's going on with it? Like, does this game need to sell this much in order to get Bayonetta 3? So I think they just wanted to kind of announce it and have a big one for fans, because Bayonetta is one of those franchises that has gone through so much turmoil in its short existence, right? So I do feel that Bayonetta 3 will be a big 2021 title. I think it's going to be just like Astral Chain in terms of when they finally show the game and actual footage of it, and when it releases, it's going to be a short time period. It's not going to be like, okay, we talk about it here and then it's going to come out like 2 or 3 years later or anything. It's going to be, here's the debut trailer, here's the release date, then you guys can go get it, pre-order start, whatever the case is, man. So I'm excited to hear about that. And I already had peace of mind because I knew that they were going to talk about this and I knew that it was probably going to be a 2021 type of thing. But I know a lot of other people have been freaking out about where's Bayonetta 3 and if it's canceled and all that. But once again, Hideki Kamiya himself says, hey, we're working on things. Don't worry, peace of mind. Let's see what 2021 holds. So what are you guys' thoughts on all these different games that we discussed? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.